Hello and welcome. You have tuned into Your Trades on ET Now. I'm Shruti Sharma and with me Shreyansi. And viewers, this is the show where in the next 30 minutes we will take you through all big that happened in the market in the week gone by. And not just that, also get you ready for the upcoming week. And talking of this particular week, it was indeed a very crucial and important week coming in for the world markets actually, because we have seen the global rally. But apart from that, the Indian markets were also following the suit because it was a record high level coming in for Nifty 50, and what a stellar move and a surprise coming in from the banking index as well. For the first time ever, we have seen that 25,800 mark on an intraday basis for Nifty 50, while for the banking index very close to that 54,000 mark, and on Friday 53,793 was the closing for this particular index. But it was indeed a news flow heavy week wherein definitely the world markets and even Indian markets rejoiced and welcomed the 50 basis points of rate cut by the Fed. Not just that, the equity markets, even the commodity world like gold, crude, they were all seeing some good move, and even the metal counters followed the suit. Apart from that, if we talk about some of the other important news flow throughout the week, then Vodafone Idea as well as the telecom counters were in focus, because a lot has been through with regards to the update on the AGR front, and Supreme Court did give a verdict on that where all the hopes were slashed, and even there was a sharp dip on stocks specifically for Vodafone Idea as well as Indus Stars. But apart from that, Shreyansi, that's not it. There were more to add on to the news flow front.
Well, absolutely. It's really just been a blockbuster week on the back of that bumper rate cut that we've seen coming in from the Fed. Let's also take a look at what else was really happening. When you take a look at IIFL Finance and ICICI Bank, now those were the counters that I'd be highlighting, because when you take a look at IIFL Finance, of course, the RBI lifted that restriction on gold loan business, and that was something that kept the counter very sort of buzzing in trade. When you take a look at what brokerages had to say, Jefferies has also upgraded the counter to buy from hold, and their target price is at 595 rupees as well. They're also highlighting better earnings visibility that is likely to lift valuations as well. So that is the one counter that was in focus. But it was ICICI Bank that was largely the star performer, especially in that banking pack that was already shining bright. So when you take a look at ICICI Bank, then one of the many star performance this week from the particular banking pack as well. And that was on the back of the company soaring past that 9 lakh crore mark when it comes to valuations, and that's the one that we should be looking at. When you take a look at what else was happening this week, of course, there was Bajaj Housing Finance with that stellar debut coming in. So when you take a look at the stock, of course, that corrected just a tad bit after the blockbuster listing, and we've seen a little bit of a tumble coming ever since that happened. But then when you take a look at the listing, of course, that was a blockbuster listing as well. So blockbuster really was the flavor of this week. When you take a look at NTPC Green Energy as well, that is the one that has filed for an IPO, and it's the 10,000 crore IPO that did grab a lot of eyeballs. And when you take a look at the company as well, the company is the largest renewable energy public sector enterprise. So not every day, Srishti, that something like this happens where the company comes out for an IPO as big as that. So not a regular week and not a regular day definitely for us today. But let's also move on. Let's take the conversation forward. Let's delve a little deeper into the moves that we've seen this week in the blockbuster week that we've just highlighted for you all. Now we have Rajesh Palvia, Head Technical and Derivative Research at Axis Securities, joining us, as well as Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, Group Chairman at IndiTrade Capital, joining us. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time and joining us today. Firstly, what do you think about this particular week that we've seen play out, and what really are you penciling in for next week? Are you penciling in a correction or consolidation? What do you see happening next? Yeah, Rajesh, go ahead.
Okay. So looking at the breakout on the both indices, it's a clear, short covering action we have witnessed for the day. And the way global market has behaved in last couple of days, and our market also, now managed to give breakout to all new all-time high trajectory. We believe that, this momentum can extend further as we are now heading towards the expiry week for the this month, and looking at the sectoral rotation and the underperforming sectors have started participating. Even in this really the major contribution came from the banking space, and almost Bank Nifty has gained around 3.75% for this week. A very strong short covering action on the private sector bank we have already witnessed. I think if there is some catch up really from the PSU basket or PSU bank, I think that may, give more support to the Bank Nifty, and possibly Bank Nifty may also, extend its gain. We believe that, Nifty can continue its upward momentum towards 26,000. That's the next major call concentration area. So I think that level can be achieved in the continuation of this up move. So at this juncture, one should trail stop loss towards 25,550 to hold long position. 26,000 is the immediate target where we can see Nifty to achieve in next couple of trading session. And for Bank Nifty, I think this rally may extend further as we are almost trading near to 54,000 mark. I think above 54,000, if it crosses, then the possible target for Bank Nifty towards 54,500 to 700 can be there in next couple of days, as most of the private sector bank, large cap private sector banks are, showing good traction in terms of buying. So we believe till Bank Nifty is holding above 53,500. I think trend may likely to remain on the bullish side. So one should hold on the position and maybe really can extend further.
So the view is clearly bullish. The view is 26,000 could be in the making for Nifty 50, and for Bank Nifty, look out for 54,500 and then above. But with this, Sudeep, thank you so much for giving us your time and welcome to Your Trades. Wanted your take on the point that Rajesh just touched upon. Though there has been a furious run-up in the Nifty Bank Index, but it's the PSU banking stocks that are not seen to be participating much. Sudeep, what's your sense that what is exciting for all these private banks, and why are PSU banks still a laggard? And in the upcoming week, do you believe that they will also follow and catch up some pace?
There are two aspects to this entire BFSI, buy or not buy, rally or not rally. I think the first aspect is interest rates are going to come down. It's just a matter of time. US also already has started cutting rates, and we can debate whether it will happen in October or December. But in India also, interest rates should and would come down. Now, once interest rates come down, I think BFSI benefits. There is always a 30-40 basis point advantage between the rate cut and what the pass on happens as far as BFSI is concerned. So they do gain, and pretty much it should be a secular benefit. But the efficient banks and efficient NBFCs will benefit more, obviously. Now, the second part of the argument is, as far as banks is concerned, is there is a significant, you can call it, for lack of better word, war for deposits. Now, we know the credit demand is there. Now, the success of a bank will depend on ability to mobilize low-cost deposits. And here, I think the distinction becomes clear. It has to be an efficient bank with a large, network to be able to effectively mobilize deposits and meet the credit demand. If you're not able to mobilize low-cost deposit, you either are not able to meet credit demand, or you are mobilizing high-cost deposits, so your margin is getting compressed. So market will like neither. So under the circumstances, I think market is banking on efficient, large private sector banks and their ability to mobilize low-cost deposit to meet the credit demand and show incremental performance going forward. So I think this is how I would demarcate, and this is how I think market is also trying to demarcate. That's the reason why private sector banks, private sector large banks with network are gaining ground vis-a-vis PSU banks, which are perceived to be less efficient in deposit mobilization.
Thanks, Sudeep, for that view coming in. So a lot that the market is banking on when it comes to the banking pack, but we'll take a very quick break right here. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else really happened this week. So we'll see you on the other side of the break then. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. You're watching Your Trades. Let's also take a look at what else really happened this week. And it was the FMCG pack that was largely in focus. And it's been in focus for quite some time. Rajesh, I'm going to come to you because you do have distribution channels that are changing and evolving. So what are you really penciling in when it comes to performance then?
Definitely, FMCG remained as an outperforming sector, and we have seen most of the stocks from FMCG basket have done well in last couple of days. The stock like Nestle, Britannia, Dabur, all stocks have done well. Even beverage stocks also, done well in the last couple of days. The way most of the stocks have performed, because market was volatile in last couple of week, and the most of the buying interests were shifted to the FMCG, and in this process most of the stocks manages to give breakout on the near term consolidation. So we believe the way these stocks are now trading on the near term structure, we believe furthermore outperformance we could see in the FMCG basket. And from that basket, we like Nestle and Britannia very much, and we believe that these two stocks can extend their gain, and possible Nestle can extend its gain towards 2800, 2850 kind of zone. So I think here one can focus, and Britannia is also looking very promising, and we expect this rally can extend to 6500 kind of zone also. Rest of other stocks are also looking promising, like Colgate Palmolive is also promising, United Spirit, all these stocks. So I think FMCG basket can be keep on buying list for coming week also, and we believe that momentum can extend further.
Right, so those are the top bets coming in from Rajesh. But Sudeep, coming to you to have your take on one of the buzzers in the week gone by, Vodafone Idea. Has seen a sharp knock, obviously on the back of the news flow. But just a while back, we got the news that Vodafone Idea management will speak on the conference call to be held on 23rd of September. Sudeep, help us with your take on this particular stock, because the stock is now trading below its FPO price of just 11 rupees. And what factors and what commentary would the investors would like to know from the management? If you can give us some more details on this one, what kind of a clarity do investors want at this point in time?
Vodafone Idea has got two sets of problems, and two are completely different set of problems. One is their balance sheet. Now, I think they raised money in FPO and things were moving hopefully in the right direction. However, this curative petition in Supreme Court, which got rejected, has brought back the dues of about 70,000 crore plus, as far as Vodafone is concerned, into the forefront. And this is a huge amount. And from a Vodafone Idea's point of view, this is absolutely a kind of a major blow. They have to go back to the drawing board and figure out a way of raising funds, further funds, significant amount of money to kind of handle the yearly outgo on account of these dues. Now, the other issue, which I think is bogging Vodafone Idea, is the operational issue. Now, they have been losing customers month on month for quite some time. We expected that after FPO things will fall in place and they will this loss of customer on a monthly basis will stop. But unfortunately, that hasn't happened. And this is a major problem for a company like Vodafone Idea, which needs to continue acquire customers and retain customers. Now, instead of that, they're losing customers, and that is disastrous. So, to my mind, the management needs to clarify on their strategy to retain customers and acquire customers. I think that's very important. And that, to a great extent, has nothing to do with these AGR dues and the Supreme Court rejecting their petition. So this is one area where we would definitely like management's view and position and the action plan. The second area, of course, is fundraising. They have to go back to the drawing board and figure out ways and means of raising significant amount of money to ensure that the company is able to survive, flourish, and eventually transition customers to 5G also, which they haven't yet planned.
To go back to the drawing board, and that's the word coming in from Sudeep when it comes to this particular company. But let's also switch focus, and I'm going to come to you, Rajesh, because ICICI Bank was the star performer when it comes to the banking pack. Of course, the company also soared past the 9 lakh crore market cap. So what are you really penciling in when it comes to not just ICICI Bank, but also the banking pack in general too?
I think the private banking space, yes, they may continue furthermore upside. Most of the private bank have done well. I think the way Bank Nifty and private bank have moved up in this current week, I think here we could see performance continuation of upward momentum. ICICI Bank now stock has all-time high trajectory, and the way stock has shown long built up on the derivative data also. So we believe towards the expiry, I think furthermore upside we could see in ICICI Bank, and possibly stock may scale up to the level of 1400 kind of zone also. Even from that space, I think Kotak Bank is also looking very attractive, and the way stock is now managed to give breakout of its previous swing high. I think here is also potential to continue extend its gain, and possible target for Kotak Bank we can see towards 1950 to 1960. So here also one can focus to buy this stock. So I think all 3-4 large cap banks from the private banking space are looking promising, and we believe furthermore upside we can see as the Bank Nifty is on the outperforming at this moment, and we could see furthermore traction in all this private sector bank.
All right, so that's the take coming in from you, Rajesh, on the banking space. But quickly, Rajesh, before we wrap this edition, if you can share your top bets or some of your trading ideas for the upcoming week.
So first one is from the banking space only, and HDFC Bank is also looking promising. Now stock is negotiating with its multiple supply zone. I think the way HDFC Bank is now trading near to 1740, 1745 level. I think if that level crosses in the coming week, we can see here a huge short covering, and then possible target towards 1800 we can see in HDFC Bank also. So one can look to buy this stock with stop loss of 1705. And the second stock that we like is Havells. The consumption theme is going on the way Havells is enjoying its all-time high trajectory. We believe the way stock has shown long built up week on week basis, there is a possibility that Havells can extend its gains to a 2100 kind of zone. So one can buy this stock with stop loss of 2025. And the third stock that we like is from the real estate space. Most of the real estate stocks have done well in the last couple of days. So from that basket, DLF is looking promising. Stock is now coming out from its consolidation zone of almost 7-8 week consolidation breakout is taking place in the DLF. We believe that DLF can show some outperformance in the coming week. Possible target towards 910 we can see. So DLF is buy with stop loss of 865.
HDFC Bank, Havells as well as DLF makes it to Rajesh's list. But thank you so much for joining us today, Sudeep, as well as Rajesh. Thank you so much for taking our time and joining us. But with that, we're completely out of time in this edition of Your Trades on ET Now. Thank you so much for tuning in.